Hello, folks and fans, and welcome to another edition of Now We're Piping with Dr. Rockwood. On today's episode, we'll be talking about Savinelli pipes. So I'm going to start off today's episode with this pipe right here. Now, this is a Savinelli second. When I lived in Florence, there was a tobacconist there, Spardella. I went in asking them for a good yet affordable pipe, and he pointed me to this drawer of seconds. It's basically a basket pipe, but these, here's the Savinelli S. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's Savinelli S, Italy, and here it's stamped Spardella, Firenze. Now, this is, from what I understand, one of the few tobacconists or the few retailers that Savinelli will actually stamp their seconds for. They're, as it was explained to me at the time, they're licensed to basically carry Savinelli seconds and be able to use the Savinelli names on their basket pipes. So not many tobacconists are allowed that privilege, but I just kind of happened to stumble into that one because it's the nearest one to where I lived when I was in Florence. It was also my first foray into non-OTC blends. When I got this, I asked the tobacconist for, just a very good, solid, non-aromatic blend, and he ended up giving me Dunhill's My Mixture 965, and that was my first ever, sort of non-amphora, non-Captain Black, gloopy Cavendish OTC blend, and it was smoked out of this thing. Now this was a little bit like, I think it's the Series 3 where there's no finish to it. When I got this, it was pretty much white. It was unfinished. It was very, very clear. There was no stain on it, nothing. And over time, it's patinaed quite nicely. I don't know if you can see that there. Now, here's a nice little bit of flame. Yeah, I mean, it is a second, let's face it. There's no two ways about it. And the darker it got, the more obvious that these pits, started to come out. Also, I don't know if you can see this here. Oh yeah, you see it? The stem does not fit into the shank properly. It sticks out a little bit. I don't know if it was like that when I bought it. If it was, I certainly didn't notice it. It's only recently, when I started over the past couple of years getting really back into smoking a pipe, that I noticed it, and I said to myself, I wanted to try fixing it. I wanted to try doing something to get it to fit in properly, but I said, you know what, this is a special pipe to me, and I don't want to risk damaging it because it does smoke very well. It's got a V-shaped chamber, even though this is a nice standard Savinelli billiard. But yeah, the chamber is V-shaped. I believe it's my only V-shape, but it smokes great. It never gurgles on me. I use this pipe primarily for Virginias. I'll smoke my Samuel Gow with full Virginia flake or my Capstan, and it's reliable, and I'm really not concerned about getting this pipe kind of knocked around a little bit. It's already a little bit, it's already a second, so I'm really not concerned about having it be a little bit more weathered. Next up is a beautiful army mounted Savinelli Punto Oro 128 with sterling silver ferrule. And here you see the Savinelli logo, the cross pipes with the S shield, the 128, Italy, and then here, Savinelli, Punto Oro, and 925, Savinelli, and here it says sterling mounted. This pipe I got off eBay, and it's certainly lovely. I mean, you look at this beautiful grain here. Now, when I got in this pipe, it was very dirty. So it was quite a pain to try and clean it. It went through a number of salt treatments, and in the inside of the bowl, it's a huge bowl, by the way. It's quite wide compared to the other pipes that I have and that I've shown you in the past episodes. The bowl is very large. When I got it, though, I thought it was V-shaped. There was a lot of crud in there. There was a lot of cake in there. I reamed it. I did, like I said, a couple of salt treatments, and it was nice and smooth in there. And it was a perfect conical V-shaped bowl. And every time I'd smoke it, it would taste like Band-Aids. Now I know that, I believe some people say that use of excessive burley smoking will cause a pipe to ghost and smell like Band-Aids, and other people will say it's aromatics. But in the case of this Punto Oro, it smelled like Band-Aids and bubblegum. And it didn't matter how many times I'd ream it, it didn't matter how many salt treatments I would do to it. The next pipe I would smoke basically just tasted like bubblegummy Band-Aids. So I decided to take a real close look at what I was dealing with there, and I realized that it was not a V-shaped chamber, but it was just cake that was reamed to a fine V shape itself. So basically at that point, not having any other tools at my disposal, I had to take a very sharp penknife and just start slowly going at the insides of the wall, making sure, of course, not to damage, not to gouge anything out, not to create any weak points in the briar. And I did. I was able to get everything out, and then I took some sandpaper and I lightly, going higher and higher in grit. I brought everything back to pretty much the original wood. It took forever. And from there, I did another salt treatment, and the problem is I still get that taste in this pipe whenever I smoke something. It could be anything. I could smoke Englishes, I could smoke Burleys, I could smoke Virginias. I still get the same ghosted taste of bubblegum Band-Aids. So if anyone has any ideas what that could be, if anyone has any ideas what I could do, like I said, I've done a number of salt treatments. It's been reamed, it's been sanded back, and the flavor is still there. So if someone could please let me know, is this pipe ruined, or will it always have this ghosted aftertaste? And if so, what can I do about it, and what kind of blends, should I smoke in here? Like, is this something that smoking a bowl's full of Dunhill Nightcap, would sort of help mask over? Because it is a lovely pipe, and I don't want to not smoke it. So yeah, I'm open to your thoughts and comments on this one.